Bonsoir, comment ça va? It is the end of the week. It's Friday, May the 15th. I hope you're doing great. You're staying safe. If you can, you stay at home. Here in France, it is the end of our first week of confinement, of deconfinement, which is a bit awkward. But we are trying to stay safe. And I hope you're fine and you're ready for these two new tales by Patrick Beau. These are the nanofiction that he wrote. And remember that tomorrow and Sunday we're not going to do a reading. We'll be back on Monday together at 7:15 p.m. Paris time. Are you ready to read the first one? Do you have some water? I do, or maybe a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or maybe some wine or juice. Something that's good for having your throat hydrated so you can read well. Okay, so let's start with the first one as we usually do. Are you ready to read? Breathe in, breathe out, and 1, 2, and 3. Les paresseux élaboraient leurs plans de domination depuis des siècles, lentement, au nez et à la barbe des humains, qui ne voyaient en eux que des animaux paisibles. Le jour du grand renversement était fixé, mais au dernier moment, ils se firent devancer par les tortues. Oh, that's funny. It's cute as well because sloths are not as nice as we think, maybe. So let's start with the first sentence, which is pretty big. Okay. It's okay. Let's reread this together. What does... No. Google sometimes wants me to fix things, but no need. Let's read this again. Les paresseux élaboraient leur plan de domination depuis des siècles, lentement, au nez et à la barbe des humains, qui ne voyaient en eux que des animaux paisibles. Did you find any liaison here? What do you think? Les paresseux élaboraient leur plan de domination depuis des siècles, lentement, au nez et à la barbe des humains. Here we have une liaison. Des humains qui ne voyaient en eux. Here we have une liaison again. Another one. Que des animaux paisibles. And here we have one. And I need a bit of water. Les paresseux élaboraient leur plan de domination. Les paresseux, remember what those are? It is a sloth. Un paresseux, it is a sloth. Mais paresseux, the adjective is lazy. And in feminine, we say paresseuse. Élaborer, it is to create. And we could have said mettre au point as well. Élaborer, it is mettre au point. And it is the same. Do we have a good translation for élaborer? They say mettre au point as well. Good for me. And it is to devise, to produce, to create. Leur plan de domination. Their plan to dominate, okay? Depuis des siècles, for centuries. Lentement, it is slowly. Lentement, slowly. And lent is slow. For example, tu es très lent pour mettre tes chaussettes. Tu es très lent pour mettre tes chaussettes. You're really slow to put on your socks. Au nez et à la barbe. Do you know this one? Au nez et à la barbe. What do you think this could be? Here we have sloth elaborating a plan to dominate for centuries, slowly and au nez et à la barbe of humans. So it could be something that they're doing secretly, something that the humans don't see. What is the right translation? Under their nose. Au nez et à la barbe de, literally, not literally, but the direct translation is under the nose of someone. Au nez et à la barbe des humains, under the nose of the humans, qui ne voyaient en eux, which only saw in them, que des animaux paisibles. Do we have paisible? It is peaceful, I would say. Calm, peaceful, indeed. And here you can see paix here. La paix is peace. Okay? La paix is peace. Paisible, peaceful. And you can say indeed calme or doux. To someone who doesn't wish you any harm. We will say qui ne vous veut qui ne vous veut aucun mal. And here it is literally who doesn't wish you any harm. Qui ne vous veut aucun mal. For example, les lamas, which might be wrong, sont des animaux paisibles qui ne vous veulent aucun mal. Cependant, il vaut mieux les laisser tranquilles. Les lamas sont des animaux paisibles qui ne vous veulent aucun mal. Cependant, il vaut mieux les laisser tranquilles. It's better to leave them, how do you say tranquille? I would say, again, peaceful, nice, quiet, still, peaceful. So it is a very close word. Ready to read the sentence again? Don't forget the liaison, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Les paresseux élaboraient leur plan de domination depuis des siècles, lentement, au nez et à la barbe des humains, qui ne voyaient en eux que des animaux paisibles. Remember here, there is no liaison because it is et, and you don't do a liaison with et. No, you never do a liaison after a. Okay, but here there is no liaison here, but you never do a liaison after a. Yeah, that's the rule that I told you 2 weeks ago. Let's read the second sentence, which is actually the last one because it is a very short tale with long sentences. Breathe in, breathe out, and 1, 2, and 3. Le jour du grand renversement était fixé, mais au dernier moment, Ils se firent devancer par les tortues. Ok. Le jour du grand renversement était fixé. Here we don't have any liaison. Mais au dernier moment, and here we have one. Mais au dernier moment, ils se firent devancer par les tortues. Le jour du grand renversement. Renverser is when you're turning something upside down. No, when you dropping something. Well, let's find the right translation. When something drops. To spill. Sorry, it was to spill. Or to knock something over. But it is more to spill usually. To spill. For example, Jacques. Non. Jeanne a renversé son bol de soupe sur ses genoux. Jeanne spilled her bowl of soup on her lap. Les genoux is the lap, by the way. When you are sitting on someone's lap, we say s'asseoir sur les genoux. So it is the knees, literally. But when you're translating the lap, you say les genoux. And also we use renverser when it is a government. How do we say? Overthrow, yes. Renverser, it is overthrow as well. Because you have this idea of what did you say? To knock something over. And when it is about a government, it is to overthrow. But you can imagine the idea of knocking something down, to overthrow. For example, le gouvernement a été renversé cette nuit par un gang de lapins sauvages. The government was overthrown last night by a gang of wild rabbits. So why not? Le gouvernement a été renversé cette nuit par un gang de lapins sauvages. Let's put something better. Le gouvernement des lièvres, the government of the hares, a été renversé cette nuit par un gang de lapins sauvages. Why not? So here, le jour du grand renversement, it is not the day where you're going to spill everything. It is the day of the overthrow. Était fixé was fixed, mais au dernier moment, but at the last minute, ils se firent devancer par les tortues. They got passed, I would say, devancer. They got beaten, yes. I would say they were beaten to it by the turtles. Devancer can be to precede when you were there before. But when it is about a race, it would be they beat the sloth to it. Or we can say the turtles got there first. That's better. But the turtles got there first. Okay. Let's put devancer quelqu'un to get there first. And you have this idea of actually passing someone. For example, avancer is to move forward. So devancer, it is to get there first. And let's reread the sentence, and then I'm going to reread the tale and explain. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Le jour du grand renversement était fixé, Mais au dernier moment, ils se firent devancer par les tortues. The day of the big overthrow was fixed, but at the last minute, at the last moment, the turtles got there first. Okay, so let's read the tale and let's try to understand. Les paresseux élaboraient leur plan de domination depuis des siècles, lentement, au nez et à la barbe des humains, qui ne voyaient en eux que des animaux paisibles. Okay, the sloths were creating their domination plan, had been doing that for centuries, slowly because they're sloths, under the nose, au nez et à la barbe des humains, qui ne voyaient en eux que des animaux paisibles, who only saw in them peaceful animals, but they didn't know about the evil side of the sloth. Le jour du grand renversement était fixé, mais au dernier moment, ils se firent devancer par les tortues. The day of the overthrow was fixed, but at the last minute, the turtles got there first. Why is it funny? It is funny because the turtles have the reputation of being very slow, but the turtles are a little bit faster than the sloth, and they overthrew the sloth in their plan for overthrowing the human. So now we are actually run by turtles, and it makes sense when you think about everything. So indeed, the turtles got there first before the sloth, and it was a race between very slow and peaceful animals who wanted to overthrow the human race. Before I move on to the second tale, I had a few questions, including from Lila and Nix yesterday about the level that is needed to join Le Salon de Géraldine, my program that has live lessons in them. It's not a matter of level, I would say. It's more a matter of how confident you are in front of a situation you don't really understand. Though there's nothing is at stake, and this is why these kind of things are so valuable for you if you're at home. Because Le Salon, I speak French, and the students interact with me in the chat live, and I am live. It's not like here where I am only releasing a video and I'm there in the chat on the first release. I'm really there to answer all the questions, even though the students don't have to speak during the salon, because if it was, it would be less valuable for everybody. And it's not a matter of being A1, A2, B1, B2. It's a matter of confidence and how you deal with situations where you struggle. Because in Le Salon, I speak French at a normal pace, which can be overwhelming, which can be challenging, which can be exciting, depending on your mindset, more than on your level. So I highly recommend you join, and if you're not sure, you can check on the sales page. You're going to have an example of Le Salon where I speak French, and you can see how do you feel about that. Are you afraid? Are you okay? And again, there is nothing at stake, so it is always a good thing for you to actually test yourself in a real life setting without any pressure, because no one is asking you to reply, no one is asking you to be nice and fake that you're understanding. If you don't, you can ask me in the chat. And if you don't understand, you can leave, which is not what I would recommend, but it's absolutely, the door is open. You can absolutely leave it if it's too difficult. But I would highly recommend you join if you like what we're doing here, because we go way forward just that. So if you like this, you will love Le Salon, because we go way deeper in culture, modern French culture, including everything you don't know, in language, in customs, in manners, all that. So join us, it's really, really cool. And the students usually who join enjoy it very much, and they stay for a long time. So it's a special group, it's not for anyone, but if you've been following the nanofiction so far, I can promise that you're going to enjoy it. So join, and there is no commitment. It's like for everything I do, you're absolutely welcome to join, and you're absolutely welcome to leave if it doesn't suit you. It's 29 euros a month, and you have an access to the sales page in the description. So back to the second tale now. I really wanted to talk about it because our next session is on Monday, and it will happen before our next nanofiction reading, and I don't want anyone to miss it just because they're not sure about it. Let's read this one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pour limiter les dégâts lors de ces crises de somnambulisme, il se laissait des notes à travers la maison. Ne casse rien, ne fait de mal à personne. Un matin, en se réveillant, il vit une boîte posée au sol avec un mot rédigé dans son écriture. Ne l'ouvre surtout pas. Oh! Oh, that's scary. We don't know what's in the box. Do you? Do you have any idea? So let's work on the first sentence together. Pour limiter les dégâts lors de ces crises de somnambulisme, il se laissait des notes à travers la maison. Ne casse rien, ne fait de mal à personne. To limit les dégâts. What is un dégât? It is when you're breaking things and you're damage. Un dégât is a damage. Un dégât, it is a damage. Un dégât, a damage. Un dégât. Pour limiter les dégâts, to limit the damage, lors des crises de ces crises de somnambulisme. When he was having sleepwalking episodes, le somnambulisme is sleepwalking. And un somnambule, it's difficult to write this one. It is a sleepwalker. I'm going to double check because that's my guess. Somnambule, sleepwalker, or somnambulist. Oh, you have the same word in English, so that's easy. And une crise, it is a crisis or an episode. Crise. A crisis, an attack, or a fit. Yeah, okay, a fit. It can be a fit as well. So I will leave it up to you to find what suits that. Maybe an attack of somnambulism? I'm not sure. Or maybe a fit? You will know better than me, so it's okay. Une crise, de ces crises de somnambulisme. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to let you know about that. Do you know un dégât des eaux? Un dégât des eaux. Do you know that? It is when your neighbor is flooding you. It's interesting. Water damage. That is water damage. And it's useful if you are actually living in France. Or if you're renting something in France for a holiday. Water damage is un dégât des eaux. This is a useful word for insurance. Il se laissait des notes. He was leaving himself notes. À travers la maison, all around the house, everywhere in the house. À travers is through. À travers. It is through. For example, Alice est passée à travers le miroir. Alice went through the mirror. Ne casse rien. Don't break anything. Casser. It is to break. Casser. And by the way, for teenagers, casser, it is to break up as well. Okay, but this is for teenagers. Don't say that. For adults, we say rompre. To break up with someone. Adults say rompre, teenagers say casser. Maybe they did when I was a teenager, but maybe they don't anymore, but I assume they do. Ne fais de mal à personne, don't hurt anyone. Okay? Let's reread this one. Pour limiter les dégâts lors de ces crises de somnambulisme, il se laissait des notes à travers la maison. Ne casse rien, ne fait de mal à personne. Here, what do you notice? You can notice that there is no S at the end of casser, even though it is a verb of the first group. Why? Because it is l'impératif. Don't break anything. It is l'impératif that because he's giving himself orders, do not break anything. So he's using l'impératif, and for the verbs of the first group, at l'impératif there is no S. Okay? It should be tu casses, ne casse rien. Okay? This is le présent, and this is le présent de l'impératif, and this is le présent de l'indicatif. Let's read the second phrase together. Was there any, did you find any liaison here? Pour limiter les dégâts lors de ces crises de somnambulisme, il se laissait des notes à travers la maison. Ne casse rien, ne fait de mal à personne. No liaison here. Un matin, en se réveillant, il vit une boîte posée au sol avec un mot rédigé dans son écriture. Ne l'ouvre surtout pas. Oh, what's in the box? I have no idea. Un matin, one morning, en se réveillant, while waking up. Se réveiller, it is to wake up, but how do you say to get up? It is se lever, to get up from bed. En se réveillant, while waking up. Il vit une boîte posée au sol. He saw a box put on the floor. Posé, how do you say? Yes. Placed, put down, laying on the floor. Maybe laying on the floor. So it is just on the floor. Il vit une boîte posée au sol. Une boîte is a box. Le sol is the floor. Avec un mot, with a note. Un mot is a word, but it's also a note. Rédiger dans son écriture. Rédiger, it is to write. To write. It's a little bit more elegant because you don't do that for your grocery list. It is more for something that you have to put some time in. For example, a speech. You would say rédiger un discours, for example. Dans son écriture, in his own handwriting. Ne l'ouvre surtout pas. Do not open it. Okay. Ne l'ouvre pas is do not open it. Is absolutely do not open it. Ne l'ouvre surtout pas. Let's look at the liaison. Un matin, en se réveillant, il vit une. Here we have one. Posé au sol avec un mot rédigé dans son écriture. Ne l'ouvre. Son écriture. Ne l'ouvre surtout pas. Okay, so let's read the tale and I'm going to translate for you. Pour limiter les dégâts lors de ces crises de somnambulisme, in order to limit the damage when he was having sleepwalking fits, il se laissait des notes à travers la maison. He was leaving himself notes all through the house. Ne casse rien, ne fait de mal à personne. Don't break anything, do not hurt anyone. Un matin, en se réveillant, il vit une boîte posée au sol avec un mot rédigé dans son écriture. One morning, while waking up, he saw a box sitting on the floor avec un mot with a note rédigé dans son écriture, written with his handwriting. Une écriture. It is not only a handwriting, okay? At all. It's not only that. It can be a writing, etc. But here and in this context, it is a handwriting. Ne l'ouvre surtout pas, do not open it. So here it's interesting because we have someone who is sleepwalking, and he's leaving himself notes for when he's going to be sleepwalking. Don't break anything, do not hurt anyone. So that when he's sleepwalking, he's not breaking anything and he's not hurting anyone. But one morning when he wakes up, it's the opposite. It's himself sleepwalking that gives himself awake a note. And the note is on a box saying, do not open it. So he has no recollection of what's in the box and what is the box and who gave him the box. But he knows, now he knows, thanks to the note, do not open it. So it's scary because we don't know what's in the box, and he got it while sleeping. So it's even more scary. And maybe you're going to have nightmares this weekend, and I'm sorry about that. And I wish you a good weekend, un bon weekend, bon repos, amusez-vous bien. And I will see you on Monday à lundi à 7h15, heure de Paris. Salut!